Yeah.
We're live. Woohoo! Okay, we are
the Girls Who Gab.
I'm Kassie.
And I'm Bayley.
And today we are doing our 20th episode, which is a live show on YouTube. And we're going to be kind of just talking about life updates, what's going on, with a special focus on Bayley because she bought a house and is pregnant. So we're going to be talking about babies and things like that. Very exciting. I'm excited.
Me too. What are you drinking out of your Harry Potter cauldron?
Yes, I'm drinking hot chocolate, even though it's very hot outside, but I just really wanted chocolate.
No, I love that. The other day I made chili. Who makes chili in 110-degree weather? Me. So, I'm not judging you.
Oh gosh, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking water. I was going to do my coffee because this morning when I woke up, I was a little groggy and that's a part of my pour one out, but I didn't have my coffee like I normally do. So I was going to have it later on. I was going to have it now, but I think I'm going to push it a little bit further until I drive to my parents to wake me up on the drive.
Mm-hmm.
Since it takes me 1 hour. So
water
it is.
Yeah, I also have water and our cups match.
Yes. And I matched my shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Not on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, pour one out.
Pour one out. Go first.
My pour one out. Okay, I have two. One of which is that last night I really struggled with sleeping. For the first half of the night, my back was hurting, so I kept waking up. My back was hurting, and Matt ended up coming to sleep on the couch because I kept waking him up because I was just moving around a lot.
Well,
and then finally, I know. And then finally, I went and got my foam roller, and I went and got some ice and tried to put some ice on it, but that didn't work. And then I rolled it out, and then my back cracked a bunch of times, and then it was fine. But then after that, I went to sleep finally, and then I woke back up because my stomach was hurting, and I was just like, wow, it's just gonna happen like this today, I guess.
Yeah. Ugh, that's so weird. So my pour one out before you say your second one is the same exact thing. I slept horribly. I've been kind of sleeping horrible in this new house. Not every night, but it's kind of a thing, so I'm not too surprised by it. But last night was one of the worst. So we don't have curtains in Amelia's room yet, right? So she'll fall asleep in there and we'll put her to bed in there at her bedtime. But then when we go to bed, we'll pull her in with us. And so she sleeps in our bed. But recently we only have a queen. And so it's already kind of crammed and he sleeps all over the place. I'm an all over the place sleeper. And so with her in it, as she's growing bigger and bigger, it's harder. And now that I'm pregnant, I'm just super uncomfy. My back, last night specifically, my back was hurting me so bad. And then my stomach, I was just getting cramps everywhere. And I was in so much pain. It was horrible. It was so horrible.
That's so nauseous. It's probably a growth spurt in your tummy.
Uh-huh. And so, yeah, right? I think last night was just extra beyond belief. So that was
probably. Maybe there was something out in the air.
I know, right? Back and stomach for you too.
Yeah. For me, it was my back was hurting because yesterday evening we did a Zoom hangout with my dad's side of the family, and so the way we had it set up, we were on the couch, but we had them on the TV, so I kept I was just sitting weird the whole time because I felt I was talking really loud, trying to be closer to the screen and stuff, and so I think it was just the way I was sitting that made my back all messed up, and I'm wow, getting old.
Yeah. Well, no, you're not.
Yeah. My other pour one out though is that this morning, so 30 minutes ago, I was putting lotion on my hands. That was fine. And then I pulled out, I have a foot lotion specifically, and I was going to put it on. I haven't used it in a while. And so I go to squeeze it and it had separated. And so just I'm saying 2 ounces of this nasty liquid went all over me. It was all over me. And I was like, this is gross. I'm upset.
I'm not into this idea anymore.
Yeah. And so I'm still getting a little whiff of it every once in a while and it doesn't smell good. Oh, I'm mad.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
Gross. Oh, okay. Well, when you said 2 pour one out, I was oh. what happened this week? But I was like, pour one out. So
yeah, they're dumb pour one outs. They're not serious or anything.
No, but those are like the best pour one outs. Okay, so cheers to that. My cheers to that is that I have so much going on this month, and I'm so excited. I'm not wearing my wedding ring. What? Anyways, I'm so stoked for this month. So, like I said, I think I mentioned it in our last episode. We planned a camping trip. I think that was my cheers to that actually, because I just planned it. You know. So I'm super excited for it. It's all planned out now. We're going to Bass Pro Shop tomorrow, all as a family, and we're going to go shopping and we're going to get all the things. I'm so stoked. It's not till the end of September, but I'm super ready for it. But then also the week prior is one of Andre's aunt's birthday, and we're all going to TJ. And by all of us, I just mean like all of us who are always kind of like together. There's like this little group, and we're just going to his dad's house. His dad's house lives literally right across the border, and so we'll be in TJ all weekend, and that's the weekend right before the camping trip. So I'm just like, oh my god, like life. I'm gonna do something else than like work and
yeah,
my own house. So I'm so excited for it. I mean, it's just camping in Mexico. It's not like a resort or anything, but I'm stoked.
Yeah, that's exciting. I also have a plan. Me and Matt are going up to his hometown next weekend for the first time since COVID happened. So I'm really excited about that.
Yes.
So it's like September was the month for all of us to go to things.
There's also rumors that things are going to be opening up in about 2 weeks. So,
I wonder.
But, at this point, I learned not to get my hopes up. So.
I know this feels, I think part of this live show will likely be a part of like how we're feeling during COVID, just because it is part of life. Yeah. But yeah, it's
new normal.
Yeah, very weird. I don't like it. My truth to that is that me and my friend Sierra signed up for a 200-hour yoga teacher training, and we're starting in like 1 week-ish. I think we're starting, like a week and a couple days. We're going to start on a Tuesday of all things, but whatever.
Is it a set schedule based off of the people who offer the program, or do you guys kind of create your own thing?
It has, so like so this 200-hour yoga training is like really cool because this guy who created it, I think it's him and his girlfriend or his wife. I don't know if they're married, but they're a couple. And I think the two of them are like doing it together. And he created it as a pay what you want 200-hour yoga training, which is just insane to me because normally when you look up 200-hour yoga trainings, they're like anywhere between like $2,500 to $5,000. They tend to be really pricey basically. And so Sierra already has her training, her 200, so she'll be technically doing a 400-hour one. And she did it a few years ago. And basically ever since she did it, I've looked at it over and over again, but I just can't like stomach the price of it because it's like, I don't want to be a yoga instructor, like as my full-time job. Like
it's not your big dream.
Right. Like I would love to have it because I would love to like use it as a side hustle. And I also just like want to learn more about yoga because I really do love the practice itself, but I can't stomach that price. And then, so he's doing it for a pay as you want. So I paid a certain amount and I'm just really excited that it's being offered like that. And the way he has it set up is also like on demand. So it is technically 5 weeks long. And so each week, the end, like day 7, day 14, 21, and whatever, 28 or whatever, you have an assignment due, and you have to complete like the yoga classes. So not like a practice, but like a lecture. So you have to complete the lectures for the week and you have to complete the assignment at that time frame. But you technically could move your 200 hours throughout however much time you want, because the 200 hours has to do with both practice, like taking yoga classes, and also the part that he's doing, which is like you teaching for him and giving him the assignment so that he can
like a teacher.
So yeah, exactly. So I'm excited that I get to do it. I'm nervous because it is I mean, it is a commitment. Like there's a lot of stuff to do in those 5 weeks. And I am still like working, obviously. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do it.
How to squeeze it in.
Yeah. But
wow, you'll figure it out. You're so good. And you like being busy and staying busy too. You're always like on a call with someone or, you know what I mean, like out doing something. So you'll figure it out. You're going to love that.
Mhm.
I'm so excited for you guys. I can't wait to see that.
And I'm glad me and Sierra are doing it together because it'll be a nice like accountability partner thing.
For sure. For sure. Since I don't do anything anymore.
I know. The three of us. The three of us, for those listening, the three of us have this like group chat that originally was so that we could like send each other pictures every time we worked out. And it was like to keep each other accountable for working out.
The name of the group is Trying to Get Abs 2020.
I made that name.
Yep.
And Bailey.
I love pregnant people, and I just not that that's an excuse. Okay, I just went into my second trimester. I actually just this week, I'm gonna do one today too before I go off to my parents and leave after this live. But I finally started working out again, and not like intense workouts, but like small little like body workouts and yoga. And I feel good. I feel good. Like but I finally feel like myself to where I can work out and my body is not like hating me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
So anyways, so now I don't feel guilty now that I've done 2 yoga sessions.
Just 2 of them. That's great.
In 2020, yeah.
Whatever works.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when are we starting this?
I feel like, which one do you want to start with? Let's start with one of yours.
One of mine. Okay. Well, first off, I would like to say, for those of you watching, this is a live reminder. My husband is at work and I have a toddler in the house. So things might come about. She's all set. She's got her set up. We're both eating popcorn. So she's totally occupied, but that might be a thing. So just be warned.
I'm surprised it's lasted 12 minutes. Like
I know.
Minutes.
Well, and it's a bigger house, so like, but like in the apartment when we would do Zooms or like the live, it was like a smaller space, and I can hear her when she's like on the other side of the building. And now it's like, yeah, she's a little bit more. Don't be afraid, guys. Like I can hear my like. Anyways, yeah. No, it's been. Go for it.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say before we really get into our life updates, I wanted to say that we're running a giveaway during this episode. So we are giving away a wine glass that will have Girls Who Gab stenciled on it, like engraved in the glass. So we are going to be giving that away. There is a Rafflecopter link in the description of wherever you're watching or listening, and you can enter to win there. It's open until September, I want to say September 7th. It's a week from Monday because it'll go up on all the podcast listening apps on Monday. So you guys have a week or a week and a couple days to enter to win. And the only requirements for it is to subscribe to the YouTube channel and to follow us on Instagram. But then there's a bunch of other extra entries that you guys can do. So yeah, some of them you can do like more than once per the week, and some of them is just like a one-time thing. And yeah, so you guys should go check that out and enter to win our giveaway.
Is this wine glass, is it stemless or is it? I love that.
Yeah, it's a stemless wine glass. And I think it's a big wine glass too. Like I think it's a 20 ounce, so it's going to be like nice and fat.
Those are my favorite.
I know. I might have to buy us one too.
I'm ready. Christmas is right around the corner. Are we
okay?
I've been singing Christmas music. Anyways, so house life is fantastic. I'm honestly like, okay, I'm spending a lot of money, like. And that's kind of frustrating just because moving into a house, like we only spent, we didn't go past our limit that we said we were going to do. So that was really great that we stuck to it. But it's been a little tough because there's a lot of extra things here and there that we have to pay for and that we can't just call, the
landlord.
Yeah. Or like just the property management building or whatever and call them and say, hey, come fix this. So it's a little like we're just finding, getting in the groove of things and everything and getting our finances together. But otherwise, it's been phenomenal. I've been doing a lot of like little projects around the house, and that's been really fun. A lot of DIYs. And it's a blast. I'm like, I still find myself organizing things. I'm like, we moved in, I don't know, what is it, a month and a half ago now? And I'm still like putting things away. I'm like, how did I do this to myself? Anyways, but
kind of find the best place for different things and stuff like that.
Yep. But it's been good. I just decorated my fireplace, and I already told Kassie this, but I like had been envisioning what I wanted. So I wanted like some fake plants up there, specifically eucalyptus, because that's my favorite. I just love the look of it. And it's very pretty to me, dry or like fresh, whatever. And I went to Hobby Lobby a couple days ago, and I got all the things. I got this beautiful big mirror. I got a basket for like pillows or blankets, and my nice big candles that from my wedding that I used for up there. But I bought this vase, and I bought eucalyptus, right? And so I come home, and the whole drive home, I was like, it smells a little weird in the truck. Like, what's happening? So I get all the way home, and then I realize the eucalyptus is real. You see, the dilemma with that is that I'm allergic to eucalyptus. Like, not like highly, but I'm also not like, yeah, I'm allergic. I'm allergic. Like, I'm in between. And so it's a little funny because the first couple hours in the house, I was like sneezing beyond belief. It was ridiculous. But I kept them because they're gorgeous, and it is what it is, and I'll figure out what to do.
Bailey's also like allergic to everything.
I am. My mom just gave me my my allergy sheet actually to all the things and the scoring of what I'm allergic to and everything.
And it's a lot, isn't it?
It's a lot.
What is the thing that you have been like the most surprised by with owning a house? Like the biggest thing you were like, oh, I didn't even realize that this was something I would have to worry about or something I would have to do or whatever.
I would say dealing with the basement and the attic. We don't have a basement, but we have the crawl space under the house, and then we have the attic. And I've always known that those are things. I knew buying this house that we had an attic and a crawl space. And obviously there's critters. Obviously we're in Riverside, so it's like a little bit more like, I don't know, drier out here, and there's just more things, more creatures, and I'm not a fan of that. And so actually a couple nights ago, we were sitting on the couch watching a movie, and I heard something crawling above us. I was like, I swear something's in our attic, and we need to get a human being up there because I don't want to deal with this. And so like, I think if that answers your question, I feel like that's the one thing that I'm like, I forgot that we got to deal with like things fitting up there.
Fitting. Did you find out what it was?
No.
Was there anything?
We just pushed. Andre was like dead asleep, and Bailey and I are like laying down and watching this movie. And I like hear it, and I kick him. I straight kick him like in the back of the leg. I'm like, Andre, I heard something. He's like, what? And we have our fireplace, right? And right now it doesn't have a cap on it for like for the sparks, or when it rains for the rain not to come in. It doesn't have that right now. And so in my head, I was like, something's coming down the fireplace. Like that was my first thought. Anyways, and then I was like pushing and shoving him, and we like sat up there for a second. We were like just staring, looking around, and we heard it a couple more times, and we never figured it out. It was like
probably a rat.
9:30. That's what I thought. I'm not a fan. Nope. Yeah. And I'm not dealing with that. I will spend money to get someone to go up there.
You're also the person who finds a spider. Do you even kill it yourself if you're by yourself? No, you just let it be alive. I'm always the person who kills the spiders in my house too, because that won't kill them.
I won't let it be alive. Well, okay, it depends. On where it is. I remember in the apartment, there was a spider like crawling right above the TV one time, and I was like, oh, heck no. And so I threw shoes at it, and I left a bunch of shoe prints on the wall, like dirty, and they were just there forever. And the dead spider was just hanging above the TV until my husband got home. Because I make mess.
And one time when I was there, me and Andre went and found a cockroach, and we were like chasing it around. And Bailey was like, no.
I sat in the living room scared for my life because it was the size of like a softball. Like, it was huge.
Cockroaches are big, yeah. Especially in this area, in the Southern California area. Mm-hmm. At least that one didn't fly, because I've seen flying cockroaches before.
I don't want to talk about it. That's just
yeah.
Oh, so that, to answer your question, is what I like knew was a thing, but I kind of forgot about that. We really should take care of it. We really should get someone up there to look at it. It was an older lady living in the house before us, so yeah, those things.
Oh my gosh!
But otherwise, there hasn't been problems. Our neighbors are fantastic. Like, I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood like. A part of my dream in buying a house and like growing a family in it is to have like nice neighbors, because I grew up being really good friends with both of my neighbors on the side of me in all the houses that I've lived in. And like, you would walk over and grab something out of their fridge, or or knock on the door. You walking in maybe a little too extra, but that's fine. And I have that here, like, and it's really nice. The neighbor right across the street is beyond nice. Her and her husband, they have 3 boys. And they're so nice. Super, super nice. She like grabs packages off our doorstep when she knows we're not home, because we kind of watch each other.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's really nice. And I love that.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know. My dad's house is like that. We live on a cul-de-sac. They've lived there, I think, more than 10 years now. And we do have like the neighbors who have lived there just as long as us. I mean, they're basically just like invited into the house. The daughter of them, she's like my sister's age. She'll like come all the way into the house, grab milk from the fridge, and just leave and be like, hey. She doesn't even ask. Like, she just like.
Exactly. Yes. Okay, so that's a thing. So I'm not a weirdo. Good to know.
No. Yeah, no. Especially like when you've lived there for as long. Like, because she grew up in that house too, just as much as she grew up in her own.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. See, it's so perfect. And so, like, realizing that this is the type of neighborhood that I live in, it's just like, it makes my heart very happy.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me happy. So yeah, that's it. Nothing else really much with the house. I've only lived here for a month, so I'm still kind of like figuring things out. I'm still learning all the things and doing all these projects. So
yeah, and buying new furniture to like make the space home.
I know right now our dining tables, we bought it, but it's on back order until like mid of September. And my parents just requested their little flimsy table back. That was our dining room table. So now we don't have anything.
Dang.
No, it's okay. We have a little kitchen nook table that we use. So it'll suffice until then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. Well, my biggest life update, I guess, is just like still working my job that I got relatively recently. And just like working from home, trying to like still get used to the fact that both me and Matt are like sharing the living room space as workspace. Yeah, and just like all of the like COVID related stuff in that fact. And like I definitely have like pros and cons of working from home, because like the job that I am, I mean, I've talked about this on the podcast before. It's basically like it's a receptionist job. So normally I would have other things to do if I was in the office, but right now, like there isn't that much that they can like give me other than just answering the phones and stuff. So like I have a lot of free time, which is nice, but I'm like bored.
Yeah.
And then like it's also very nice to not have to commute, because when I do go to work, if I'm still living here, when I have to go in, it'll be like an hour to an hour and a half commute each way. Yeah. And like you're doing that now. So I know you know about it, but like I don't want to.
I know. Well, how are you like liking your job? Like getting into like the logistics of it. I know it's what you were going for and it's what you aimed for and you got it. But like, and it's hard to answer this question because you're working from home. You're not fully experiencing the job, but are you like truly, are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I mean, as far as like the receptionist part of it goes, it's definitely like not what I want to do forever. I like this company. It's a nonprofit company that works with the deaf, which is, I mean, like my goal has been interpreting, and this is not interpreting, but it's giving me a lot of experience. So as far as experience goes, like I'm really happy that I'm in where I am. I feel like I was really lucky to get this position because they don't open up very often since there's only one receptionist, only one. And the company is small itself too. So like as far as that goes, I'm really happy to be here. And I like what the nonprofit is doing. Like it's considered advocacy, and like I don't want to go into like a lot of detail because it just is, there's a lot of information that's not all that important. But basically like what they're doing, I really like what they do. So potentially I would like to move up within the company instead of looking at interpreting. Interpreting also, like there's a law that's going through like legislation right now in California called AB5. I think it's called AB 225 now, or AB 1850 or something like that. But anyway, it's this legislative bill that's going through, and unless anything changes, it's going to really impact what interpreting like as a career looks like. And so like I'm really nervous about that because it changes a lot. It changes like the kind of it's again like kind of just like a lot, but I'm nervous about like that path now more than I was. And yeah, so like, do I like the receptionist job specifically? I mean, it's kind of, it's very basic, which is fine. It's easy to do. I'm not stressed out. I like that part of it. I really like the people that I'm working with, and I like the company, as in like one day I would like to move up maybe. But the receptionist job itself, I mean, honestly, it's kind of boring. Like, no, it's not like the end all be all of what I want to do. So does that answer your question?
That's why, it did answer my question, but that's why I asked. Cause like it is a receptionist job. So I'm just like, how do you like truly and you're one to really take into depth, not like just what your job is and what your position is, but like the whole company as a whole. And you're one to like look at that, and that'll help you decide whether you're going to stay with this company or leave. You know what I mean? So that's why I was asking, like, do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy what you're working around and like all that stuff?
Yeah. And like I am kind of nervous, like going back to like working from home versus when I eventually go back. Like I am kind of nervous about when I do eventually go back, because this is the only way that I've known. So like I feel like when I do finally start going in, it'll be like a whole new training process because the job is different. And I know that. And so I feel like that might make it a little bit more, not more stressful in a bad way, but more like, oh, I'm actually like working. Because right now it feels very easy. And I'm one of those people that I mean, not to say that I don't like having extra time on my hands during the day, but like I also do like being able to like hone in and focus. It's why I liked serving when I was serving. It's why I liked working as direct care at the mental health place that I worked at. Like, I like kind of just like getting the day done. Whereas this job, I tend to be like looking at the clock and being like, okay, I have X amount of hours left. Okay, now I have this amount of hours left. And so it's just, there's more free time, which has its pros and cons too.
Yeah, for sure. I feel that. Well, I mean, at least you've already seen your workspace. So I feel like that's already a step. You know what the building is like, like kind of like that. So that will be exciting when you go in for your first day. I can't wait to hear about that.
I know. We don't think we're going to go back this year.
Not this year.
We don't know. We haven't been told that like definitively, but that's kind of the feeling that we're getting, is that we probably won't.
I think the whole world's kind of feeling like that. That's what I'm saying. There's like always these rumors, but I'm like, you can't really. It is what it is.
Yeah. And I would Yeah. And I would rather it be like from home than have to go in and wear a mask every day. Like I don't want to have to do that.
Yeah. We have a little surprise visitor.
Oh, the surprise visitor.
Amelia, come here. Come here.
Just come say hi.
You're one shot. She's like,
Hi, Auntie Kassie.
Hi.
Hi.
We're also live, so you want to say hi to everyone who's watching?
Yeah.
Say hi,
Hi, everybody.
Aw.
Okay, you gonna let me finish this?
Yeah.
Right, what movie are you watching?
Wow.
Ralph, Wreck-It Ralph. Okay, go watch Wreck-It Ralph. Hey, don't steal my popcorn. Popcorn. Get out of here. Okay, I love you. You can keep the door cracked like that, okay? Okay, go. Just give me a side eye as she leaves the room.
She's like, how long is this really going to
Yeah. No, baby, I'm almost done though, okay? Okay, love you. Love you, bye.
be? Okay, shut the door.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about
Let's move on to the baby.
Yeah.
So that's transition time.
I'm in my second trimester, like I said, and so I feel so good. I feel so much better. Like there's just like a release of just some weight, which is funny because I'm gaining weight, but like there's a release of weight on my shoulders.
Yeah.
And
No
it's
stress, like the concern of like the likeliness of miscarriage and things like that's all gone once you hit the second trimester. So
yeah, definitely. Although Andre and I did decide that we weren't going to do the genetic testing.
Mhm.
And I'm feeling confident about it, but there is a slight part of me that's worried because now I like don't know. And we did do it with Amy, just this one where let's not. Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm good. But so right now I can't do it anymore. But when I get 20 weeks again, there is a small opening to where you can do it. If you change your mind, you can do it, but then that's it. So I don't know. I think we're still going to stick with no, but yeah.
Mhm.
So I want to tell how I told Andre, because it's like the funniest thing. I planned on this like beautiful, sentimental like video to record, and I was gonna like surprise him, and he was gonna be blindfolded, and it was so cute because it's cuter, to tell your partner, lover, whatever the case may be, that you're pregnant when you're, trying. If it's a surprise and an accident, you're just like, oh, I'm pregnant. So this time around, I was so excited. I like planned all these things out. And of course, lo and behold, nothing went as planned. I like took the pregnancy test and we were sitting down in our living room and he was on the phone with his dad when I took it. And it came back positive and I took 3. I took the whole box. And so I took all 3 of them. All 3 of them were positive. And I came out and Amelia said her prayer at the dinner table. And then Andre said his prayer. And then I don't usually pray. I do pray, don't get me wrong, but I don't usually pray out loud. I'm just really weird and like self-conscious about it. So, but this night I was like, oh, well, I'll pray too. So like I said a little prayer and in it I was like, and like I pray that you like, make this baby inside of me like healthy and blah, 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 blah. And like did all this cute stuff. And Andre was like, what? Like his eyes like shot open and he like held my hand really tight. And so that's how I told him. And I took the test so early too. I took it at like 4.5, 5 weeks. And so that's why I told him. Not because it just didn't work out, just because I was like so excited. And of course I should have known. Like I can't hold anything to save my life. So I was so excited, and then I told him, and it was
Aww.
It was cute, and then we both.
You should tell the story of how you told your parents too.
Yeah. So also, of course, going around telling your parents the time when you're trying is way different than when it's an accident. So this time I had no idea what I was going to do, but I knew that I had to tell him like immediately because of course I'm so excited and I'm not one to wait, until you're X amount of weeks or whatever. I'd want to have all the support around me if, God forbid. So I told everyone, whatever. So going to tell my parents, we went on the weekend and Andre was like, it was Andre's idea. He's like, why don't you have Amelia, like, you like whisper in her ear, like, go, tell them that mommy has a baby inside of her, basically. And I don't know if that was the exact wording, but it was along those lines. And so that's what I did. We were all outside of my parents' yard, and everyone's out there, except for my brother. He was asleep. Sad, but whatever. And then I'm like sitting there with Amy on the grass, and I was like, okay, now's my chance. And so I like whisper in her ear, and she did so good. She like stood, she like looked at me like, what? Like, are you sure? Kind of thing. And then I told her, I was like, yeah, it's okay, go do it. And so she stood up, she kept her mouth shut, and she walked over, and she made sure she's so cute. I wish I recorded this. See, I suck. So she made sure that both my mom and dad are listening. She was like, Nona, Ampa. And then she went to start saying it. She was like, mommy has, and then my dad got distracted. And then she stopped talking, and she was like, Ampa, like got so mad that he wasn't paying attention. And then, and then she told them, and then it was so cute. And then they were like, what? And then my mom started crying, and then everyone hugged everyone. It was cute. It was so cute. I'm so mad at myself that I didn't record any of it. But
but you recorded me, who did not give you a good
response. Gave me the worst response. And why did I record that? I'm upset. Still, no, it's fine.
It's Bailey's fault. I blame you. Because
I randomly call you sometimes.
No, okay. So this night I specifically had a volunteer interpreting thing going on that she knew about. So I was like working. I wasn't really working. I was doing it for free, but whatever. She knew I was busy. And then all of a sudden she texts me and she's like, we need to FaceTime. And I was like, okay. And so I was like, okay, I'll tell you when I'm done with this. And so then we like get on there, and of course like technology is ruining everything. So like I think we tried it like 3 different times and it kept messing up. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you were so adamant about like, no, we need to FaceTime, because I was like, why don't I just call you? And you were like, no. And I'm like, this girl is pregnant. So I went to try to tell Matt and David about it. Like they were in the kitchen, which I'm pointing at. They were in the kitchen, but they were talking, so I just like didn't interrupt. But I like looked over there and I was gonna tell them, and finally it works. And so then Bailey has this recording on me that she tells me I'm pregnant, and then I say, I knew it. That was it.
And then she immediately turns to Matt and was like, and starts talking to Matt about it, and then tells me something that Matt said, and I was like, this isn't. You're supposed to cry and be happy for me, like. You cried when the baby wasn't even a thing yet, and you can't even cry when the baby's a thing now.
Yeah, I cried later that night, all excited. Afterwards, I did.
It doesn't count.
You got my response that you wanted via text message rather than video.
Yep, which is whatever. Well, it doesn't matter anyways, because I told you after we were eating dinner that night that I told Andre. So like I was gonna make like a video montage of like all the things. So it ends up like not even mattering. Yeah. Because I didn't record like telling my parents or telling Andre or telling, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, it's whatever.
Never mind.
I had a plan and none of it happened.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So you're about to hit 16?
Yep. I'm 16 weeks. Tomorrow, 2 days.
2 days. Do you want to show them the bump?
No, I don't. I'm in an ugly outfit. I'm in spandex. It's not happening.
Okay, well, you guys can go follow on
check out my Instagram, because I do a specific bump photo every bi-weekly. So I do it on the even numbers. So I will be posting one on a Monday on my exact 16 weeks. So you can update.
Have you had any like, what kind of symptoms did you have that were different than your first or the same? And then any cravings, anything like that?
So let's start with the positives. The cravings, same exact thing. I'm craving all things salty. Like I want all of it. I don't know why. I always like chips, but like during pregnancy for me, I'm like on a whole different level, and I want weird things. So yes, I'm actually having one of my best friends who lives in New Mexico. She's mailing me like expedite shipping some ranch. That's my favorite ranch on the planet, and I will dip Ruffles in it, and I'm stoked.
Keep some for me in 2 weeks when I come over, so that I can try it.
I will.
I've never tried the ranch.
I will. She's sending me like, I don't know how many bottles, but she is multiple. There is a plural, so I will save
Nice.
a quarter of a bottle for you.
I just want to try a chip in it. I don't need the whole bottle.
I know, that's so weird and random. So yeah, that's it with cravings. I'm not really craving anything else. My first pregnancy, I craved Mexican food like nobody's business. I love Mexican food in general, so like I'm not really counting that. Let's see, symptoms, they're so different. So with my first pregnancy, I always made a joke. Like my first pregnancy with Amelia was like the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. I had the only symptom that I found out that I was pregnant, that's how I knew, was I was going to the bathroom every second on the second, and that was it. And then the last month, I finally started getting heartburn. But that was it. I had no symptoms in between. There was no back pain. Oh, and I did swell up, but I didn't. Anyway, it like wasn't painful, so whatever to me. But yeah, no, nothing like that. I had no morning sickness, no sickness at all, like no feeling of fatigue whatsoever. And so I always joked that like, gosh, that was so easy. Like I would be a surrogate mother. Like this is great. And it's just not. I'm not feeling that way anymore because it's not easy. As you can tell, my pour went out. I'm like, I have back pain, like lower back pain daily. My stomach, I get a lot of cramps. So I don't know. I'm going to talk to my doctor about it. I know it's a thing, but there's that. I have maybe TMI. I'm sorry, but I do have like cysts in my ovaries that burst often. Not always burst, but they move around a lot. And so like that's extra painful. And then it gets me thinking like, well, is the baby okay? And I've talked to my doctor about that and everything's fine. But that's something that I'm experiencing this one. But I had a lot of morning sickness this go around. So like from the immediate get-go, I was like sick, throwing up, and it wasn't just, as they say, it's not just in the morning. Like it's like all day. It was horrible. Horrible. And I hate that feeling. I hate throwing up. It's like, oh, I hate it. I don't force myself to do it. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. No thanks. And fatigue. I was really, really fatigued. Like I didn't have like the willpower to like get up and do anything. And I was like too relaxed, but anytime I did try to do something, like my body was just achy and like, it was just not fun. Andre kept saying, that's a symptom of COVID. Like you're achy. That's not good. I was like, yeah, but it's not, I promise.
It's a symptom of pregnancy.
Yeah. Let's just say it's that, which it was. And so that was not fun, which is going back to what I said. I'm finally like feeling myself this trimester in the past couple weeks. I'm like, get up and go. I'm like going out more. I'm like going out shopping often and like doing like all these things. And yeah, it's helped a lot. So that's good.
Nice.
Working on the other hand, it's weird because I thought it would be easier because when I was pregnant with Amelia, I was managing. I was working 12 to 14-hour shifts in a restaurant still. So I'm still running around and like doing all sorts of things. And this round I was like, I worked 6, maybe 8 hours a shift. Not even 8 hours. I worked maybe 6 hours a shift. And I'm a server. I talk to people at tables. This is going to be great. It is really hard with like COVID being a thing and, my restaurant being closed indoors. And so, here's the back of the restaurant where all the food comes out and the dish pit is and everything is that we need, drinks, everything. And then yards away is the freaking patio, our whole parking lot. And so it's rough. I like 2.5 hours into my shift, I'm like, I feel like the toll on my body. I'm like, this is no fun. I don't want to do this. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Are great. They put me always super close to the door and they won't ever move my section. I'm in the same section every single shift and I absolutely love it.
Nice.
Yeah,
how has the doing the doctor part of it, the doctor's office visits, the ultrasounds, all of that with COVID happening versus the first time around, especially?
Yeah, it's been sad. Just because my husband can't go, no one is allowed to go with me. So it's definitely taken a toll on us as like a couple. But I will say the one thing that eases my mind with it is that we've already been through this once. So it's not our first experience of it. And I think that's what's really helping us is that he did get to experience it with at least one pregnancy. You know, if there is kids to come in the future, hopefully COVID, you know, kind of goes away and then he'll get that chance again. But that's definitely putting an ease on my mind that he's at least experienced it once and he knows, you know, kind of the ins and outs of it and everything. It does make it a little hard though, like on the bonding side of it, like he isn't there to see it. He isn't there to hear the heartbeat and all these things. And so it's a little sad. It definitely is a little sad. But
have they like allowed you to be able to like film stuff during the appointments for him? Okay.
Because before anything that they do, they're like, do you want to pull out your phone? And I feel, I mean, they did that in the past too, but I feel like now they're like extra cautious.
That's good. Because like I follow a few different YouTubers who have, who just like recently gave birth and like obviously COVID was a thing during it. And they had like one of them was mentioning that like when COVID first started, they also weren't allowing them to like FaceTime anyone. But then like during birth, they did like this one girl, she really wanted her mom and her husband to be in the room, but obviously she had to pick one. Her husband was there and then they FaceTimed mom during the birth. And so like they were able to do that, but she was really nervous that they weren't going to allow it because they wouldn't allow her to do the same thing for her husband during one of the, I think it was during the one where they like check all of the, there's like a certain ultrasound where they check all the bones and like make sure the baby's growing right or whatever.
Yeah, the length of they literally that's my next ultrasound appointment. So
yeah, that one. They wouldn't allow her to film it for whatever reason. So she like she's a YouTuber too, so she wanted to film it for everyone, but she wanted to film it for him.
Yeah.
First, and they wouldn't allow her to do it. So I don't know what that was
about.
Yeah, and like she lives in a different state than us, so like maybe it depends on like where you are. I don't know, but
that's interesting. I've never heard that. That's weird. Well, I'm thankful that I'm in a doctor's office that is allowing it then, because definitely going to, so my next ultrasound is the gender one, and when they go, they check all the bones and make sure like they're all there. 1 second.
I want some more.
No, baby, because
podcasting with a 3-year-old is great. And I guess I'm just going to talk while Bailey takes Amelia away. Oh, she's back. Okay, great. I was like, I don't know what to say.
I'm like, tell some funny jokes or something.
I said 3-year-old podcasting.
Yeah, just live. Like usually we can
edit it out, but not this one. So sorry for you guys listening.
I know. I'm so sorry. So anyways, like I was saying, the next appointment is the ultrasound, and I'm a little nervous for that one because it's the gender reveal one. And so I won't find out just because he's not. Our original plan was we were going to find out, you know, in the room when we talked about like having a second baby and whatnot. But that's no longer going to be a thing. So it'll just be a normal ultrasound for me, and then we'll come home and figure everything out. Which I'm so excited for our idea that we have to announce. We're not going to have like a party or anything. It's just going to be us 3 here at home, and I'm so excited. That one I will record. I'm debating on going live on my Instagram or just recording it and posting it as an IGTV. I can't decide.
Yeah, exciting.
I know.
So soon, like later this month, right?
Like it's not the first.
Well, technically,
so later in September. Yeah. I actually, the camping trip that we just planned landed on the day of my appointment, and I spaced. So I called the doctors and I had to change it. I tried to make it sooner. They wouldn't pay for that.
Oh no.
Because they're very adamant about like, no, we don't do the gender ultrasound and like the checking of everything until your 20th week. And I was like, I respect that. And I don't want to pay extra money to go to another, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So when is your appointment now?
The 29th, literally one day after.
Gotcha.
I don't get back until Monday afternoon, so I can't go to that one.
I see.
Yeah, so I'm excited. A lot of good, a lot of sad too, but we're stoked.
Yeah.
We knew what we were getting ourselves into. You know what I mean? Like this wasn't going to stop us. Like we told ourselves last year, like we're going to try in December. And if it doesn't happen, that's our 1 month to give it a go. And it didn't. And then we were like, okay, we have to stop because, you know, I'm a server in the restaurant industry. And so like missing the months of November and December is really crucial to our financial, you know, standpoint. And so we had to plan it all out, which is just so sad. Why do I work in a job where I have to do that? Anyways.
Mm-hmm. But also, I mean, you're a Christmas baby. Do you really like being a Christmas baby?
I do. Yeah.
Oh, because I would not. I'm like, the whole entire March is my month. And so if I shared it with a whole holiday, I would be mad.
Now she shares it with my anniversary, so suck on that.
I know I'm mad. I was mad when you picked it. And it's 2 days later, and I was like, I see.
It's fine.
Can you change that?
I was mad that your wedding was 1 month after mine. Why would you do that?
Yeah, that was my bad because we were like, oh, wait, may the 4th be with you. And
it
we were like,
was a big day.
Yeah. Yeah, because originally we were talking about October, which I'm glad I didn't because I was talking about October 2020.
Ha ha ha.
So it would have been that. And then I would have been pissed.
I'm so sorry to those who have weddings.
Yeah, yikes. The stress.
Yeah. I know, right?
So, okay.
Anything else? Any other questions, baby related? Or?
Yeah. Don't forget, in case you missed, there's a giant jet coming over my house. So hold on. Okay. These jets have been going over our house for like 3 weeks. And it's military jets that are like practicing at the airport that's near us. And it was only supposed to be for a weekend. And now it's been 3 weeks and it's very annoying.
That's quite an extension.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, last reminder for those of you listening that we do have a live giveaway during this live show. So you have a week to enter to win. It is down in our description boxes everywhere. It's a raffle copter. The 2 requirements to enter to win is to follow us on Instagram and to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And then there's a bunch of other ways to do extra entries. You'll be winning a wine glass, a stemless wine glass that has Girls Who Gab etched into the glass. I'm excited. I want one.
Get some as well. It could be my Christmas gift.
I know. We'll just buy them for Christmas. Like 3 months earlier.
Love that.
Do we have a quote?
Yes, we do have a quote. And okay, so I'll read the quote first. The quote is, you might have one thing in your head, but the things you're doing don't really lead down the right road necessarily. When you're young, you don't want to hear that. You think you can do everything, so be all things. Which is a quote by Chadwick. I don't know how to say his last name. Boseman is going to be my guess. But for those of you who don't know, that is the actor that just passed away yesterday. So I wanted to do a quote in honor of him. It doesn't really, tie into anything about this episode like we usually do, but I feel like that was necessary. And my prayers go out to his families and friends. Very, very sad. He was very young. He was what?
43.
43. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So sad day. And yes.
Yeah. And he actually died on Friday, but it was announced yesterday.
It was announced yesterday. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he passed away on Friday, and then the family officially told the world.
Yesterday was Friday, right?
What? Oh, then he did die yesterday. Sorry.
I was like,
I thought today was Sunday. I was a mess. My bad. So yeah, he did die yesterday.
So
Sorry.
yeah. Yep. So very sad.
Yeah. But it was
in honor of him.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock. I know a lot of people are really feeling a lot of things in regards to Chadwick Boseman dying. I didn't he is not the celebrity that has hurt my heart the most having passed, but it still was it really impacts me when I hear people dying so young, just because I don't know, the more closer they get to people who are like in my life and that age, the more it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty sad to hear that.
What she means by that is her husband is 1 year younger than he was.
Yeah.
So it's definitely hitting home to you, and I definitely feel that. So
yeah. Yes.
Sad day. Well, that is the quote for the day. It fit perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. So I hope you all enjoyed this live show. Happy 20th episodes to the Girls Who Gab. We are very excited about doing this podcast. If you guys have any suggestions for topics for us or anything like that, feel free to leave them in the comments down below on YouTube, DM our Instagram, or follow us on our personal Instagrams, DM us there. It doesn't matter where, but we always would love to hear like any suggestions that you guys would like us to talk about. We are going to be doing some brainstorming for the next set of episodes coming up, so we're excited about that. And yeah, you guys can follow us on any listening podcast app. If you want to listen, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure to give it a like when you're watching, because that really helps support the channel. And then you can also follow us on our personal Instagrams on Girls Who Gab, which is at Girls Who Gab _ both on Instagram and Twitter. And again, check out that Rafflecopter, because all of those things gets you an entry to win. So check that out.
Which I will be doing so.
We'll just win our own giveaway. Okay, and with that, let's cheers.
Well, cheers.
Cheers. Bye, everyone.
Peace out. Thanks for joining.
Bye.